All right, so day 11, as you can see, the wind picked up a fair bit. The sea condition picked up a fair bit also. Wind angle's a bit better. I'm able to run two sails. I've done 144 miles yesterday. So today feels like it should be a bit better. I've been on two sails since this morning. You see, I'm using the two sheets. That's just to on the Genoa. I'm just stabilizing the Genoa so that it doesn't flug in the wind as much. So far, I'm doing 6.57 knots. Still, it's shaky a little bit more. I feel the boat shaking, but it's not, in any stretch, very uncomfortable. It's not like I'll be like going on a close reach or anything like that. Um, so yeah, both behaving well. The autopilot, I'm enjoying. I'm enjoying is not the right word. Um, I'm I'm beyond happy that the autopilot is actually functioning. I just have my finger crossed that it will not break another time. I just hope that it's gonna keep on going and not create any problem anymore. And yeah, so that's a view from the bow. I actually walked up to the bow this morning, and you can see how the Genoa is just flogging around like that. That's not good. I mean, I'm trying not to make it happen, but I'm on a very, very fine angle of wind, and sometimes the wave just pushes the boat a little bit, of course, and the autopilot has been struggling to catch up. But today's not so bad. It's okay. Today's good. Trades. I've gone away from this little patch of not a low wind here, and I'm heading towards stronger winds. I'm not going to go all the way here. This is a bit too much for nothing. I'm going to try to cut south, and we'll see that more in the model. So you can track that. I'll include that in the description. It's a link that tracks me on Predict Wind. When you see 7.7, actually, yes, 7.7 could be a real thing. It's not impossible to see it that way, and you can even see my lat and long. So I'm at 11:46 north and 1:23:35:36 west. I could already head down according to the forecasting model. Can we get the forecast here? Yeah. So I'll just download a patch of forecast. Maybe we go somewhere else. See what the wind is like here. So that's the spot. That's about the spot I'm at. It's a bit more this way. What I need to do is pick my spot, and the more west I go, the further I get away from this, the more I'll have wind to make it to the islands over here. So right this spot here should be able to navigate that on a beam reach with the code zero. It should be actually like even more comfortable, and hopefully the code zero keeps me on the same pace. So that's kind of what the plan is right now. And what's that? AIS picture. What have I got here? Let's go back and see. Oh, I got the forecast right there. So that's the route that it's forecasting I should go in. See, it's asking me to head more south, but then I'd be heading dead downwind, which my boat can't really do not well anyway because of like I don't have a whisker pole for my Genoa, so it just becomes very unstable. So I keep an angle in the wind going a bit more that direction than ideal. But eventually I'll just have to turn south and come here, which is a bit longer, but it just keeps the boat more stable. And I'll pay the distance and time penalty in order to keep the boat in a safer sail configuration to not have like any unwanted jibe or more sail flogging than I need to. I try to minimize that as much as I can, and I'm willing to do like a bit more distance in order to keep the boat more stable. So let's just look at what the forecast calls for here. So see, it's taking the southern route, which makes sense because the if you're able to hold that wind angle, then it completely makes sense to go that way. Let's fast forward that a little bit. Where because the critical part is here. That's the part I'm interested in. See, if I took the blue line here, I'd be in very, very light wind here. So that's kind of what's holding me back from, well, that and the wind angle. I'd say it's mostly the wind angle that worries me about trying to do this here. Right now, and so that's why I'm more on that path. And see what the forecast says. That starts to be, so we're the 21st, and I'm looking at the 24th. So that starts to be what I'm gonna get when I get there. Um, of course, the application cannot make the wind; it can only forecast it. See, very light wind at first, and actually the blue line's in better wind at that point, but the those lines have a better wind angle, and this is a very short crossing here, and then the wind picks up for everybody. I mean, if it happens that way, and it looks like it's going to happen that way, this is completely dream sailing here, if that weather actually materializes, which I think it should. I have enough confidence in predict wind to. I mean, I always take decisions based on that, and see that line here is a bit more, be preferable to be that way. So I guess that's telling me to go south right now. Anyway, I'll see what I decide on that. I'll relook at that forecast. But that's interesting. Looks like there's more wind if I don't wait and to go more west. So we'll see. So let's look at it on the wind map. I guess it should be exactly the same thing. Yeah, this is gonna be exactly the same thing. Let's go look at the AIS picture. Come on. Give me the AIS data. So if I zoom out, okay, I was too far zoomed in. So I know it's me just because I don't have the same angle. So that's fair. Nope, oh, that's not me. I thought it was gonna be me. Um, okay, more this way. So I guess I'm this way. Yeah, that's me right there. So what do we got here? So as you can see, there's not many boat around. Like this about 100 miles, so it's not a it's not a big deal for me. Light speed's ahead of me, and I believe this is Hookla. So I'm gaining grounds on Hookla on the westerly, but I still have he's about this much more south than me. I got more westing than he's got, so it's going to be interesting. He's got a better ability to hold the. I've been watching him for a few days. We came actually close one night, so he's got a better ability to hold downwind than me. And Sea Lightspeed has kind of put himself on the same wind angle as I am, so that's interesting. I think he's a bit faster of a boat, but I'm not sure exactly. He's doing 260 through. Anyway, interesting stuff from everybody. So that's the forecast. So I just thought I'd share with you. This is the food I eat. So this is the pad thai recipe from Simply Fresh. Simply Fresh is a local business in La Cruz de Guanacaxtel. So if you're planning a Pacific crossing, I mean, if you're like me, planning a meal plan that you're going to be able to cook while offshore is kind of a nightmare. It's really tough to do that well and to have like a variety of food that you'll be able to cook in any kind of sea condition or state. So earlier in the trip, I've had the problem of losing my autopilot, and of course, like this was a big deal. And if I didn't have any meal that I could quickly eat, I probably would have had to turn around and miss all of my season of sailing in French Polynesia. The reason for that is I'm single-handing, so I need to eat something quick that is easy to prepare, that can be done real fast, and that can be nutritive. And I need to know that I can do that for like 20 days at least is that passage. And if something else is wrong, then it's going to be more time. So Simply Fresh and the freeze-dried food is allowing me to say, yeah, I got 60 days of food on board. So no matter how long the trip is going to be, I know I can cook and be sustained and be nourished for 60 days easy. So that was a really important factor on my trip, and I just feel like safety-wise, if you're going to head offshore, if you want to have your food that you're used to cooking yourself at home, uh, you should definitely do that and plan your food properly. But to have like at least, sorry, some form of emergency food supply, like some dehydrated food, is something that really improves safety while you're offshore. So hopefully you guys become customers of Didi. She does a great job, and she's local in La Cruz, so there's no problem like with other dehydrated food suppliers that to import that from the US to Mexico sometimes can be tough. And she's got it all done for you in La Cruz. So please please help her out with her business, and it's going to help her out with your crossing. I promise you that. So just quickly, like this is what the packages look like when they're all packed up. So very small packaging, very like those bags will keep them dry unless like the bags is you poke a hole in it. So it's gonna stay dry no matter what, and it's gonna be usable. I actually eat them cold because you know when there's big waves, I don't like running my stove fire. So I just throw water into that bag, and then I eat it straight off the bag, and it's the most convenient form of provisioning that I can possibly think of. I really like going offshore with those things. So yeah, give a shout to Didi on she's on Facebook all over the place. If you're looking at the Pacific Voyager or crossing all these Facebook group, like you'll find her there.